Look at this rare contract. It could turn an average retirement account into 1.02 million or more, and you can get in for under $1. I know that sounds impossible, but let me show you why it's not. This contract, what I call a gold script, has already delivered gains like 200% in just 4 months, 900% in under 2 years, even 2,358% in just a single trade. And we're just getting started, because gold is about to do something it's only done twice before in the last 100 years. Something that could send certain investments soaring 10 to 50 times higher, while everyone else fights over mining stocks and ETFs that might double or triple. Gold scripts could hand you the kind of gains that transform your entire financial future. For example, one gold script that started at just 35 cents recently hit $1. That turns $10,000 into $30,000 in months. Another gold script climbed from $14 to $47 in 4 years, enough to turn every $10,000 into $33,571. But the biggest gains came from a gold script in 2001 that was quietly trading around $2. Today, it's worth $155. That single gold script could have turned $25,000 into $1.6 million and $100,000 into $6.7 million. Now you might be thinking, if these gold scripts are so profitable, why haven't I heard of them? Good question. The truth is, gold scripts are one of the best kept secrets in the financial world. Most investors have no idea they exist. Wall Street doesn't talk about them. The financial media ignores them. Even most gold bugs don't know anything about them, which is exactly why they're so profitable. You see, gold scripts aren't mining stocks. They're not physical gold, bars, or coins, and they're not those gold ETFs everyone's buying. Gold scripts are something completely different. A special type of contract that gives you massive leverage to rising gold prices without any of the risks that crush most gold investors. And no, this has nothing to do with options either. You can see here how much better gold scripts outperform other gold investments. Put simply, gold scripts are one of the best ways to profit from rising gold prices. And right now, we're at the beginning of what could be the biggest gold boom in history, thanks to a single, massive event that could take place as early as January 19th. I'm not talking about gold going up 10 or 20%. I'm talking about a massive move higher that could dwarf anything we've seen before. The kind of move that happens maybe 2 or 3 times in a century and creates more millionaires than any other investment. You see, central banks are buying gold at the fastest pace ever recorded, over 1,000 tons per year. Countries that have ignored gold for decades are suddenly stockpiling it. China, Russia, India, and many others are buying gold at rates not seen since the gold standard era. Billionaires are quietly loading up too. Ray Dalio and Bill Gates have all made massive bets on gold. Even longtime gold critic and billionaire Sam Zell is now very bullish on gold, saying, "For the first time in my life, I'm buying gold." The massive interest in gold extends even to the crypto space. The $114 billion crypto giant Tether just invested nearly $100 million specifically into gold scripts in June of 2025. They can feel something big is coming, and they're right. Anyone not in gold before January 19th could miss out on the gains of a lifetime. I'll share more details in a moment. But first, you need to understand why gold scripts are perfectly positioned to profit from what's about to happen. You see, when gold goes up, gold scripts are built to go up exponentially more. It's built into how these contracts work. During the last major gold boom, the best mining stocks gained maybe 200 to 300%. Not bad. But the gold script I was tracking gained 1,000%, 2,000%, even 3,400%. The difference is staggering. It's the difference between turning $50,000 into $150,000 with mining stocks or turning it into 1.7 million with gold scripts. And here's the best part. Right now, I'm tracking a gold script that trades for under $1. Based on what happened during previous gold booms, this single $1 gold script could realistically hit $10, $20, maybe even $50. That would turn every $10,000 invested into $100,000 or more. But you have to act fast because gold scripts are starting to move already. The boom is beginning, and once it really takes off, once the event I mentioned happens, it'll be too late. Gold scripts will explode higher so fast you won't have time to get in. The opportunity will be gone. And you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you had acted when you had the chance. That's why I made this video for you today, to make sure you don't miss what could be the single best investment opportunity of the next decade. Maybe the best opportunity of your lifetime. Because here's what else you need to know. Gold scripts are already making people rich, even before the major gold boom kicks off. And I'm not talking about Wall Street insiders or hedge fund managers. I'm talking about regular investors who discovered this secret, like Garth, who had the chance to turn an average retirement account into over $1 million thanks to gold scripts. I believe stories like these are going to increase over the coming months because something big is building in the gold market. Something that only happens a few times per century. In the next few minutes, I'll show you everything. What gold scripts really are, why they're so powerful, which ones to buy right now, and how to position yourself for what could be the greatest gold boom in history. But first, let me properly introduce myself and explain how I discovered the secret world of gold scripts. Hi, I'm Nick Hodge. If my name sounds familiar, maybe you've seen me speak at one of the many investing conferences I'm invited to, or heard me on one of the dozens of podcasts where I talk about resource investing, or read one of my best-selling books. Or maybe you're new to my work. Regardless, what matters is that I've spent the last 17 years systematically uncovering investments that have made me and my family wealthy, while helping many others to follow in my footsteps. Like when I found a small biotech company through my network and watched it climb 18,300%. That's enough to turn every $10,000 into nearly $2 million. Or when I got my followers in early on a battery metals company. It gave early investors a chance at 11,025% gains. Every $10,000 investment grew to over $1 million. Or when I got in on a small lithium company for a 910% gain. Enough to turn $10,000 into over 100 grand. But here's the crazy thing. I believe those gains could pale in comparison to what's possible with gold scripts. Because gold scripts tap into something much more powerful than any individual stock. They tap into one of the biggest forces in financial history. I'll explain what that force is in just a moment. But to understand what's about to happen, you need to understand what these gold scripts are. It started 17 years ago when I was working as an analyst at a financial publishing firm in Baltimore. I was good at my job, really good in fact. I could find opportunities others missed, find companies before they exploded higher, and I founded the most successful division of the firm up to that point. I had a lot of success with mining stocks. You can see some of my gains here, like 1,480% on Lithium X, 1,390% on Hannon Metals, 940% on URZ Energy, 740% on Silver Hammer, 552% on Rupert Resources, 531% on K92 Mining, 458% on Encore Energy, and this is not even an exhaustive list. But I kept noticing something. Mining stocks can be incredibly profitable, but they come with challenges that can hurt returns. Labor strikes that shut down production for months. Environmental regulations that delay projects for years. cost overruns that eat into profits even when gold prices rise. These are just the realities of mining. And while I'd found ways to profit despite these challenges, I knew there had to be a better way. Then something changed my entire approach to gold investing. I discovered a new way to profit from rising gold prices, one that avoided the operational headaches of mining. It started when I began noticing certain companies outperforming everything else during gold booms. They weren't gold miners. They weren't selling physical gold. They were doing something completely different. These companies held special contracts, what I call gold scripts, and their performance was staggering. During the 2001 to 2011 gold bull market, while miners gained 200%, these gold script companies soared 1,000%, 2,000%, even 3,400%. I had to understand why, so I dove deep into researching these contracts, and what I discovered changed everything. My network in the resource sector gave me unique insights. People like my mentor Jeff Phillips, who made hundreds of millions in resources, Rick Rule at Sprott, who was investing in these same companies, industry insiders who understood the power of this unique model. Through months of research and these connections, I learned why gold scripts were so powerful. Fixed costs that created exponential leverage, multiple revenue streams that reduced risk. In essence, gold scripts provided a structure that thrived when traditional miners struggled. I made my first gold script recommendation soon after. Within 30 months, a $20,000 stake could have turned into $200,000. But here's what's really important. As good as gold scripts can be, even during down markets, where junior miners are getting hammered, where gold scripts really shine is during gold bull markets. Because when gold booms, gold scripts boom even more. It's what happens every time. And right now, that pattern is setting up again. Which brings me to why I'm speaking to you today. You see, 99% of gold investors are about to make a huge mistake. They're going to miss the biggest gold boom in decades. Not because they won't invest in gold, but because they'll invest in the wrong kind of gold. Let me show you what I mean. During the last major gold bull market from 2001 to 2011, gold prices soared 660%. That's an incredible gain. Gold rose from under $300 to nearly $2,000 an ounce. If you'd bought physical gold, you would have done very well. But look what happened to gold mining stocks. Newmont Mining, the biggest gold miner in the world, gained just 200% during that same period. While gold was up 660%, Newmont captured less than 1/3 of those gains. Barrick Gold, another mining giant, faced similar challenges. Despite gold's massive rise, Barrick dealt with cost overruns, labor disputes, and production delays that limited its gains. This is the reality of mining stocks, even in a raging bull market. Operational issues can dramatically reduce your profits. But here's where it gets really interesting. While mining investors were getting a fraction of gold's gains, gold script investors were getting rich. One gold script soared 3,400%. That's 17 times more than Newmont. Another gold script gained 2,100%, and another climbed 1,300%. The pattern was clear. Traditional mining stocks captured only a portion of gold's gains. Gold scripts multiplied those gains many times over. But here's the problem. Most investors had no idea gold scripts even existed. After all, they represent less than 0.1% of the companies on the stock market. So they bought mining stocks instead and missed out on millions. The same thing happened after the gold boom ended. From 2011 to 2023, gold stocks got absolutely destroyed. The VanEck Gold Miners ETF fell 40%. Individual miners did even worse. Some lost 60%, 70%, even 80% of their value. Investors who thought they were safe in blue chip miners lost fortunes. Meanwhile, gold scripts held their ground. Some even gained value while miners crashed. Because gold scripts don't face the same problems as mining companies. They don't have to dig gold out of the ground. They don't have workers who go on strike. They don't have equipment that breaks down. They just collect gold at a fixed price and sell it for a massive profit. It's that simple and that powerful. Yet even today, most gold investors don't know this. They're still buying mining stocks, still chasing yesterday's ideas, still missing the real opportunity. Wall Street doesn't talk about gold scripts because they're too small for big institutions. The financial media doesn't understand them, and the few investors who do know about them, they're not eager to share the secret. After all, the fewer people who know, the more profits for them, which means the vast majority of investors are completely in the dark. They have no idea these contracts exist, no idea how much money they're leaving on the table, no idea they're about to miss the opportunity of a lifetime. Because here's what's about to happen. Gold is setting up for its biggest boom in history. Not a small rise like we've seen recently, but a massive parabolic explosion higher, the kind that happens maybe 3 times in a century, and creates more millionaires than any other investment. How can I be so sure? Because I've studied every gold boom in history, and they all follow the exact same pattern. First, only early enthusiasts are courageous enough to invest in gold when everyone else thinks it's dead money. That's stage 1. Then institutional investors, the smart money, jump in. That's stage 2. Finally, the public joins the party, triggering a massive explosion in price. That's stage 3. If you know how to recognize these stages, you can make an absolute fortune. Let me show you what I mean. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, gold was stuck in stage 1. The economy was in ruins. Nobody wanted to invest in anything. Gold was ignored, left for dead. Only the smartest investors were quietly accumulating. Then, in 1934, something changed. President Roosevelt revalued gold from $20.67 to $35 overnight, a 69% increase with the stroke of a pen, pushing gold into stage 2. Suddenly, institutional investors realized gold's true value. But the biggest and fastest fortunes were made when stage 3 hit. The public finally caught on, and gold mining stocks went wild. Homestake Mining, the largest gold miner of the era, saw its stock price increase over 500%. The company went from near bankruptcy to paying massive dividends. Dome Mines, a Canadian gold producer, climbed over 550%. And Alaska Juneau Gold Mining Company soared more than 1,600%. Investors who positioned themselves before stage 3 made life-changing fortunes. One investor named Bernard Baruch reportedly made millions by loading up on gold stocks during stage 2. The gains were so spectacular that they created a new class of millionaires during the worst economic period in American history. And this wasn't the only time this pattern played out. The same 3-stage pattern happened in the 1970s as well. Stage 1 kicked off when Nixon closed the gold window in 1971, ending the dollar's convertibility to gold. Gold was finally free to find its true market value, but most investors ignored it. Gold drifted from $35 to around $195 over several years. A solid gain, but this was just the beginning. By around 1975, the cycle entered into stage 2. Institutional investors started noticing gold's momentum. Inflation was rising. The dollar was weakening, and the smart money began taking positions. Gold climbed from $195 to around $240. Still modest gains. It wasn't until 1979 that the frenzy began and the wider public got in. Everyone wanted gold. Your neighbor, your barber, your taxi driver. Gold exploded from $240 to $850 in just 12 months, a 254% gain in a single year. But here's what's really incredible. Gold mining stocks during stage 3 went absolutely ballistic, with gains as high as 3,478% on Eagle River mines, nearly 4,000% on Silverado mines, and even 13,000% on Copper Lake. In fact, mining stocks during this period gained an average of 2,313%. Now here's the critical part. Those investors who made fortunes didn't wait for stage 3 to begin. They got into position during stage 2, before the masses arrived, before the media hype, and before prices went vertical. Which brings me to today. Right now, gold is in late stage 2. Central banks are buying gold at a record pace, increasing their gold purchases 100% above their previous average. Billionaires are loading up. Ray Dalio, founder of the world's largest hedge fund, holds $320 million in gold. And Thomas Kaplan, who sees gold hitting at least $10,000 per ounce, has $500 million in gold. Gold has already climbed from under $1,200 in 2018 to around $3,600 today, an all-time high. But the real gains are just around the corner. Just like what happened in the 1930s. Just like what happened in the 1970s. Only this time, I believe the stage 3 explosion could be even bigger. The national debt has skyrocketed to an unsustainable $37 trillion. Currency wars are intensifying. Geopolitical tensions are at the highest level, possibly, since the Cold War. All this instability adds to the mounting pressure undergirding gold's price. And as if that wasn't enough, there is one more catalyst that could not only light the fuse, it could send gold to heights that don't even seem possible. I'm about to get into that in just a moment. The bottom line is all signs are pointing to a massive gold breakout just over the horizon. Google searches for buy gold are at a 21-year high. Gold ETF commercials flood every channel. The wider public is starting to get very, very interested in gold. Mark my words, stage 3 is about to happen, and when it does, gold won't just drift higher as it's been doing, it will skyrocket unlike anything anyone has ever seen. Because as I've been hinting at, something is different this time. Something that could see gold rise to $15,000 per ounce virtually overnight. I'm about to show you exactly what I think could take place as early as January 19th. But first, you need to understand why gold scripts are the absolute best way to profit from stage 3. Because when gold enters its final explosive phase, when gold prices go parabolic, gold scripts don't just double or triple, they can deliver gains of 10x, 20x, and even 50x. It's happened before, and it's about to happen again. The only question is, will you be positioned to profit, or will you miss out like 99% of investors? The choice is yours, but you need to make it soon, because stage 3 won't wait for anyone. Now let me pull back the curtain and show you exactly why I'm so confident about what's coming. Because once you understand how gold scripts actually work, and why they're so different from everything else you've been told about gold investing, you'll see why this opportunity is unlike anything else in the market today. Remember this contract I showed you at the beginning? This is a gold script. It's a special agreement between two companies. On one side, you have a gold mining company that needs money. Maybe they want to expand production, or develop a new mine, or pay off debt. But banks won't lend to them. It's too risky. And selling stock would dilute existing shareholders, so they turn to gold scripts instead. Here's how it works. The mining company gets cash up front. In exchange, they agree to sell gold at a steep discount. Could be an 80% discount depending on the company. No matter how high gold prices go up. You can see how this kind of leverage can become exponentially profitable when gold starts ripping higher. Now, you might be thinking, why would any mining company agree to that? It's simple. They need the money now to fund projects without taking on debt or issuing shares. The upfront cash lowers their overall costs, making the deal profitable even though they deliver a portion of the gold at the discounted rate. But here's where it gets interesting for investors. The company that holds the gold script can buy gold at, let's say, $700 and immediately sell it at market price. When gold is $2,000 an ounce, that's a $1,300 profit. When gold hits $3,000 an ounce, that's a $2,300 profit. And if gold reaches the price I think it could during the coming boom, we're talking about profits that could transform your life. Let me show you a real example. One gold script company I track has contracts to buy gold at an average price of $470 per ounce. Right now, with gold around $3,400, they're making nearly $3,000 per ounce in pure profit. Last year, they bought 300,000 ounces through their gold scripts. That's $879 million in profit from contracts that cost them a fraction of that amount. But here's what really excites me. When gold enters stage 3, the frenzy phase I told you about, these profits don't just increase, they explode exponentially because the cost stays the same while the selling price goes through the roof. It's pure leverage, the kind of leverage that turns thousands into millions. Now here's the part that could make you richer than you've ever imagined. The event I told you about, the one that could happen as early as January 19th, could send gold to $15,000 per ounce. Not gradually, not over years, but virtually overnight. I know that sounds impossible, but it's happened before, as I alluded to earlier. In 1934, President Roosevelt revalued gold from $20.67 to $35 with the stroke of a pen. A 69% increase overnight. Gold mining stocks exploded 500% or more. Investors who positioned themselves ahead of time made fortunes. But here's what most people don't realize. The government can do it again. In fact, they might have to do it. You see, the U.S. national debt just crossed $37 trillion. And $20 trillion of that debt matures in the next decade at much higher interest rates. The interest payments alone could bankrupt the country. But there's a solution. The U.S. government holds 8,133 tons of gold. Right now, it's valued on their books at just $42.22 per ounce. That's the official price set in the 1970s. If they revalue that gold to $15,000 per ounce, they'd instantly create $3.9 trillion in assets, enough to pay down a huge chunk of the debt without printing a single dollar. This isn't some fringe theory either. Many gold insiders are saying $15,000 gold makes sense. Geneva-based gold veteran Clive Thompson says $15,000 gold covers this year's and next year's deficits plus debt reduction. Precious metals analyst Craig Hemke views $15,000 gold as a way to counter China and raise funds. Swiss private banker Mario Ineco says $15,000 gold is certain due to increasing debt and geopolitical stress. And macroeconomic analyst Luke Groman sees gold potentially going to $20,000 in order to bring the debt back down to more sustainable levels. Some people, like Jim Rickards and Trump friend Robert Kiyosaki, even predict higher gold prices, up to $27,000 an ounce. Infamous resource speculator Doug Casey even says $40,000 gold is possible. The bottom line here is anyone holding gold scripts, if and when this happens, is going to get rich. And no matter the exact prediction, insiders are in agreement. Gold is going up. And it could take off as early as January 19th. That's when insiders believe an emergency New Bretton Woods summit could convene. Just like the original Bretton Woods conference that reshaped the global financial system after World War II, this new summit could announce a complete monetary reset, with gold at the center. In essence, a new gold standard. Some analysts are calling it the red button option, and the nuclear solution to the debt crisis. And when it happens, if it happens, gold won't just rise, it will be revalued overnight to $10,000, $15,000, or maybe even higher. Think about what that means for gold scripts. If gold is revalued to $15,000 an ounce and gold script companies can still buy at $400 to $600 per ounce, they'd be making over $14,000 per ounce in pure profit. That's a 2,333% increase on profit margins overnight. The stock prices would go absolutely ballistic. We're not talking about doubling or tripling your money. We're talking about gains that could turn $10,000 into $500,000 or $50,000 into $2.5 million from a single announcement. Now, I can't guarantee this revaluation will happen. Nobody can predict government actions with 100% certainty. But I can tell you this. There are a lot of whispers. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has discussed it openly. The Federal Reserve just released an article specifically about gold revaluations. Even the official White House X account posted an image of the White House painted in gold with gold coins raining down. The pressure is building. The debt crisis is getting worse. Central banks are stockpiling gold like never before, and history shows that when governments get desperate, they turn to gold, which is why that $1 gold script I've been telling you about is so important. It's perfectly positioned for what's coming. Whether gold rises gradually to $5,000 or gets revalued overnight to $15,000 or higher, this gold script could deliver life-changing gains. Based on my analysis, if gold hits $5,000, this gold script could reach $5. If gold hits $10,000, it could reach $10. And if the revaluation happens, if gold really does hit $15,000, this single gold script could soar to $15 or higher. That would turn every $10,000 invested into $150,000, every $50,000 into $750,000. And every $100,000 into $1.5 million from one gold script. But here's the catch. Not all gold scripts are created equal. Some have better contracts than others. Some have better management. Some are positioned in the right regions with the right mines. That's where my 17 years of experience comes in. And more importantly, that's where my network comes in. For example, that $1 gold script I've been telling you about, it checks every single box. Low cost basis, multiple producing mines, experienced management team, strong balance sheet, perfect timing for stage 3. Which is why I've spent the last 6 months putting together something special. I call it my Gold Scripts Millionaire Manual, and I'd like to send it to you free of charge. This manual contains everything you need to know to profit from what's coming. What gold scripts really are, how to identify the best gold scripts before they explode higher, my number one gold script for the coming boom, the one trading under $1, exactly when to buy for maximum gains, when to sell to lock in your profits, plus much more. Let me tell you something. I've been in this business for nearly 20 years. I've seen countless opportunities come and go, and I've made a ton of money across all markets. But in all my years, I've never seen a setup quite like this. The combination of a stage 3 gold bull on the verge of breaking out, the potential for an overnight revaluation of gold up to $15,000 an ounce, and a gold script trading for under $1. It's like all the stars are aligning at once. And frankly, it's making me a little nervous. Not because I think I'm wrong, but because I know how fast these opportunities disappear. Already, gold stocks are making big moves. Since the beginning of this year, Solstice Gold is up over 300%. Gold Group Mining is up 500%. And Onyx Gold is up 846%. As I said, I believe this is just the beginning. The sad thing is, most Americans have nearly zero exposure to gold stocks, and those who do get in too late, when the biggest gains are already gone, and they're left with regrets. I don't want that to happen to you with gold scripts, especially not with this opportunity, because this isn't just another trade. This could be the trade that defines your financial future. Take it from me. Just a normal guy from a middle-class family in Maryland who basically fell into this industry not knowing anything about gold investing, to living on a 40-acre homestead in the countryside with the life of my dreams. Once you start down this path, it's possible to set yourself free from financial troubles forever. No more worry about retirement, no more sleepless nights, and freedom to do what you want when you want. To travel whenever you feel like it, help your kids and grandkids whenever they need it, and leave a lasting legacy. That's what's at stake here. And it all starts with a simple decision. The decision to act before it's too late. I got an email recently from a reader named David, a retired Air Force budget analyst. He wrote,
Nick, I've made a lot of money based on your recommendations. Thanks for what you've done for my family and I. Aside from receiving fish, I'm learning to fish, and you've had a lot to do with that. I am way up now, mostly thanks to following your guidance.
This is what it's all about. This is why I do what I do, and why I share what I know with my family, friends, and readers. And I believe there's never been a better time to get in than right now, at the start of what could be the biggest gold mania in decades. The biggest risk right now is missing your opportunity to take advantage of what's coming. Because here's something else to consider. Even if I'm only half right about what's coming, even if gold only goes to $7,500 instead of $15,000, even if gold scripts only gain 10x instead of 50x, you'd still make more money than most people see in a lifetime. A 10x gain turns $10,000 into $100,000. It turns $50,000 into $500,000. That's life-changing money by any measure. And remember, you can get started with that $1 gold script I mentioned. Just $1,000 gets you 1,000 shares. $5,000 gets you 5,000 shares. If it hits my target of $30, that's $30,000 or $150,000 respectively from a single gold script. And that's being conservative. Just to show you what's possible, the best gold script gain I've ever found rose a mind-boggling 393,628% over the last couple decades. That's enough to turn $5,000 into nearly $20 million. That kind of gain is on par with household names like Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Boeing. But most people not only missed it, many still have never heard of this gold script company. It's an exciting time to be a gold investor, especially when you harness the power of gold scripts. But you have to act before the potential news of a gold revaluation breaks. Inside whispers suggest an announcement could happen as early as January 19th. When it does, that $1 stock won't be $1 anymore. It could explode to $20 or higher, and officially kick off the biggest gold frenzy in history. The window is closing fast, faster than most people realize, and once it closes, it's closed forever. The early gains will be gone. There won't be another chance like this, not in gold scripts, not with this perfect setup, not in our lifetimes, which is why I've put together this comprehensive package for you. So here's what I'm proposing. I want you to take a risk-free trial of my monthly research service, Foundational Profits. For over a decade, I've been helping investors beat the market with my contrarian approach. We focus on major trends before they become obvious. Like when I called Bitcoin in 2013 when it was trading for only $400. And when I called the battery revolution in 2007, long before anyone knew what Tesla was. And when I called the lithium boom in 2015 and again in 2021, bagging myself and my readers several thousand cumulative % gains. And now, I'm calling for the coming explosion in gold scripts. Every month, you'll get my latest analysis, including updates on our gold script positions, new opportunities as they emerge, when to buy, hold, and sell, plus coverage of other major market trends. You'll also get flash alerts whenever breaking news affects our positions, so you're never caught off guard. Plus, you'll have access to my complete model portfolio. You'll see every position I'm recommending, exactly how much to invest in each one, and my strategy for maximizing gains. 4 times a year, we'll even talk live during my members-only webinars. During these calls, I'll update you on the current state of the macro market and call out any important updates to the model portfolio. Now, normally, foundational profits cost $249 per year, and frankly, it's worth every penny. Someone following foundational profits over the last 5 years could have taken a $100,000 account and turned it into over $250,000, a 155% total portfolio return. That outperforms Ray Dalio's Bridgewater by 2.5 times, Warren Buffett's Berkshire by 1.7 times, Cathie Wood's ARK by 6.8 times, and the average hedge fund by 2.6 times. Plus, you'd have to invest a minimum of $1 million and pay a 1% or higher fee for many of these options. So I think you'd agree that $249 is an incredible deal, especially when you consider that just one of my recommendations can easily pay for your entire subscription and then some. In fact, many subscribers have told me exactly that, like Jim, who told me,
Nick, I just signed up with you today. I doubled the cost of your subscription in 2 hours.
and John, who said,
I made $6,000 on one stock, so my subscription has more than paid for itself.
and Chris, who wrote in,
Grabbed a quick 36% gain today. That'll take care of this year's subscription price.
and Garth, who said,
I've much more than paid for my subscriptions. I'm currently sitting on a 900% gain.
But even though $249 for an entire year of foundational profits is a steal, I don't want price to stand between you and this opportunity. Gold scripts are too important. The potential gains are too massive. So during this special deal only, I'm offering a drastically reduced price. You can try foundational profits for a full year for $199. That's a $50 discount. That's about 50 cents per day. The same price as 2 gumballs for research that could literally make you a millionaire, just like it has for me. And here's what you'll get the moment you join. My special report, the Gold Script Millionaire Manual. This reveals my #1 gold script for the coming boom that I've discussed throughout this presentation. This single recommendation could be worth a fortune if I'm right about gold. You'll also get a special bonus, James Dine's Gold Bug PDF edition. This book is a must-read for those who wish to understand gold. Some have even called it the Bible of the gold bugs. Mr. Dines called what's currently happening in the gold market back in 1975 when this book was first published as The Invisible Crash. Hard copies sell on Amazon for $60, and only 1 copy is available at the moment. Mr. Dines granted me the rights to distribute copies of the book before his passing, which is the only reason I'm able to bring you this opportunity to grab your copy of this rare and prescient book today. Inside, you'll discover how to think like a gold insider, why most investors always miss the big moves, the secret of mass psychology to sidestep bubbles, plus much more. This book alone could be worth thousands if you apply its lessons, but it's yours free when you join today. You'll also get my complete research library, giving you instant access to all my research reports, including your personal portfolio protection plan, lithium boom profits, get ready for the turbulent 20s, and many more. This package could be worth tens of thousands if you act on the information contained within these reports. But you get everything for just $199. And you're protected by my ironclad guarantee. Try everything for 60 days. Read the reports, follow my recommendations, see what you think. If you're not completely thrilled, just let me know. I'll refund every penny. No questions asked, no hard feelings. You can even keep all the reports and the Dines book as my gift. That's how confident I am in what I'm sharing today. But remember, time is running out. The potential January 19th revaluation date is approaching fast. Stage 3 of the gold boom is beginning, and the $1 gold script could explode at any time. It's already up 200% in just months. Every day you wait, profits are lost. So now's the time to make your decision. If you join Foundational Profits today, you can immediately get positioned in gold scripts before they explode. Potentially turn an average account into 1.02 million, and secure your financial future forever. The choice seems obvious to me, but only you can make it. Just remember, throughout history, there have been moments that changed everything. The California gold rush of 1849, the roaring 20s, the dot-com boom of the 1990s, the crypto boom, and more. Each time, a few people saw what was coming. They positioned themselves accordingly, and they made fortunes. Everyone else, they missed it. They sat on the sidelines, they made excuses, and they regretted it forever. Right now, we're approaching another historic moment. A moment when gold could be revalued overnight. When gold scripts could soar 10x, 20x, even 50x. When average investors could become millionaires. Which side of history will you be on? The choice is yours, but you need to make it now. If you're ready to join me for the greatest gold bull market in history, click the button below. Join Foundational Profits today. Get your gold scripts millionaire package and position yourself for what could be the greatest wealth breakthrough in history. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, but only if you act now. Don't let this moment pass you by. Your future self will thank you.